Sorry. Let me start again. My sample making process. I have my molds. These are star molds. These are deep. You can see on the bottom my stars. I'm doing cozy cardigan for those. And then I have these stars, and they're just deep also. If they're too deep, what I do is I only fill them part way full because I don't want to give away too much wax. Now, I will probably fill these brown stars all the way up because I am putting them into my mailers. So, I will fill these. These I'll probably fill up all the way. The rest of them I only fill about halfway because I don't want to get too much, but I really like these molds. And I'm just melting. This is my little Turkish teapot I was telling you about. People used to use them for melting butter for popcorn. But I use them for wax because it's got the spout here that makes it easier to pour. I just dropped 2 cubes because my wax is so small. Put the stove. I'm medium low or so. And just wait for it to melt. Once it's melted, I will pour it into the mold. I kind of stir it around so that the hot wax gets on top of the cube and it'll melt a little faster. I'll just let that sit. And I can't fit them in my freezer because I have a bottom drawer freezer and it's full, so I can't fit a cookie sheet. So I'll just line it with foil, put my molds here, and then pour directly onto the cookie sheet. That way they can sit on my counter until they harden. This is my little sample bag. It's at Michael's. Let's see what it says. Everything Merry. How about that? My bag's called Everything Merry. And it just has different little pockets. You can put pins. All kinds of pouches and pockets everywhere. This would be good for an on-the-go tote to keep in your car. And there's pockets and zipper pouches and all kinds of stuff everywhere. And that's what I use for my samples, to carry them downstairs. Let's see. Alright, my wax is almost melted. See a few more little pieces in there. Mix it around. They're almost dissolved, so I'm going to turn off the stove. There we go. Now they're melted. I only use 2 cubes because I'm not sure how much it's going to fill. And then I just pour. Woo, that one's a little full. Probably used too much wax for that one. I got a little pour happy. This is it. This is how you make wax samples. A lot of people use their warmers. A lot of people will tell you, oh, just use a double broiler. Or use a syringe. Don't use a syringe. The syringe will just fill up and get clogged, and you'll never be able to get your wax out. So I only have 2 samples left, so I'm just going to use 1 more cube. Oh, I got a big chunk. Try and get some of this off, because that's going to be far too much wax. I probably will only use half of that cube, actually. That's okay. Anyway, I'm going to make 1 more because I still have two molds that aren't full. But that's all there is to samples. You simply melt the wax, get it into the molds, and let them harden. It'll probably take me a while to get these to harden because I don't have anything cold. I probably could put ice packs under them to make them freeze faster. But I didn't think of that before I started. Yeah, how about that? I'm making a mess here. Hold on. These are little felt pieces. I use them for my felt samples. Right now I'm going to use it to absorb some wax because I put too much. This is how you make felt samples. You just dip them. When you make felt samples, you'll put them on wax paper though, not on foil, because it will stick to the foil. But if you use felt and wax paper, it won't stick. I'm just trying to use some of this felt so that I can get the wax out of one of the molds, because I put too much wax and it's spilling over the edge. That's better. Okay, so those are good. I'm waiting on this cube to melt. It melts pretty quickly on the stove. The trick is warming it at a low temperature and not cranking the heat, because it will burn the wax and then it will smoke and it'll be nasty. So I just use that. I have tweezers. These are heavy duty tweezers. I got them out of a suture removal kit. I had some old suture removal kits from when I worked in dermatology, and so I just saved them in case I would need them. And they come in handy for making felt samples. So for felt samples, you'll do exactly the same thing as you do for wax samples, but what you'll do is you'll buy pre-cut felt. I got these off of Etsy at Pear Creek Cottage. I got these also, big flowers. These take a ton of wax. I don't like using those. And then I also cut my own, different sizes depending on how many I'm making. It's just stiff white felt from Walmart. But you would take all of these, say you use 2 or 3 cubes in the pot, just like this. But you would take your felt and just dump it in here. Use your tweezers and you'd come and get it, all coated. Make sure that everything is coated. And then this would all be wax paper. You would just lay your felt sheets like this to dry, and that would become your sample. So this is a felt sample. These are wax. This is wax also, but it's felt because you're dipping in felt. So I think this is just about done. Mix it around. That should be enough for 2 more. Stir that around, get that last little bit melted. Alright, and then we'll pour. Hopefully it's not too much. And since I do have quite a bit left, I'll just put one in here. And I'll just put it in there. Sorry, I keep turning the phone away, so you can't see it. Let me get a paper towel. And then I'll take my paper towel, wipe the edge of the pot so it doesn't drip down the side and melt onto my stove. And then I'll stick it in here, grab my tweezers, and then I'll spin it around. And that's it. That's all there is to felt sample, or to wax samples. I'll show you how I make the bags and labels as soon as these are solid. Once these are solid, then I can start packaging them. But for now, they'll just sit here. Once I get to the packaging phase, I'll do another video for you. That's it. That's all there is to it. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Bye!